Hi class, welcome to Module 7, the microbiome. Now we've talked about science. We've talked about science in many different aspects. We've talked about mature sciences, we've talked about correlation and causation, we've talked about experiments and establishing causation. We've talked about the misuses of science, how it's communicated. The microbiome is a field of science that is not mature yet. Okay, we have people researching the microbiome, which happens to be, first of all, let's define it a little bit. It's the community of all the organisms that would make up any particular biological organism. For instance, for myself, okay, there are microbes, communities of microbes on every part of the human body, within the gut, within different parts of the gut, on your skin, on your hands, as opposed to the back of your hands, your eyelashes, as the roots of your hair. They are microbial communities that, in balance, lead to a healthy organism, the entire thing. Now these microbes, they tend to have very, very small cells. And that results in something that's a little misleading. We say there's 10 times the number of non-Homo sapien cells in a human body than there are Homo sapien cells. And that's true, but many of them are very, very small. Okay, so human cells, because they don't have to go anywhere, they're part of tissues, they can be very large, and they can be very specialized. The microbiome, where are we with it? We're basically at the stage of observation. We don't even know all of the different microbial communities that exist on the human body, much less with any other species. Soil bacteria, the soil biology is an entirely different field, and they're cataloging exactly what species of microbes do what, where, and in what balance. And so the same thing is for the human body. We're recognizing that the functioning of the human body requires the right mix of microbes in the right places, and that in order to have that, just like we have to feed soil to have healthy soil, we need to feed those microbial communities what they need. Okay, you need to wash your skin. I mean, we're used to thinking of, when we think of medicine, we don't think of soap. But if you've been to any third world countries, or you've been to any med caps, okay, that's where they need people with strong backs to. In my case, it was a strong back, so I carried equipment, and they had a bunch of corpsmen and doctors, and they worked with local populations. If you've ever done anything like that, then you know that just the ability to wash every day is a luxury in some parts of the world, and it has health consequences. The ability to eat right. Now, we have health problems associated with our diets in this country. We don't exactly know why. And maybe it's because we're putting things into our body and feeding our bodies in a way that leads to a mix of microbes within our gut. That would be the easiest one, a mix of microbes within our gut that isn't as healthy as it could be. Well, in any case, I'm hoping that you learned something from the microbiome module, and that you learn a bit about the state of the science, and a little bit about some of the hype that could come along with it. Okay? I'll see you in the discussion boards.